Unlisted videos, insider drops. The only way in is through my private SMS list.
Tonight, the real Biden story is not a staircase, not a bicycle, not another awkward clip the corporate press once brushed aside. The bombshell is this. Former First Lady Jill Biden now admits she thought that Joe Biden might have been having a stroke during that catastrophic 2024 debate with President Trump, so think about that. If she feared a medical emergency in real time, why did the American people get a smiling performance afterward, telling them that he did a great job and was ready for 4 more years? See, that's not a side story. That is the story. And it opens a question that Democrats do not want answered. Because once that admission's on the table, every denial from the former Biden inner circle gets dragged right back into the light. For years, Americans watched the stumbles, the stage falls, the bike crash, the vacant moments, the wandering episodes, the confusion, and the unforgettable debate where President Trump looked over and said what millions are thinking. He didn't know what Biden just said. And Biden probably didn't know either. Yet the media machine, the party operatives, and family members kept insisting that nothing was wrong. And that is why this matters. The issue is no longer whether Joe Biden was declining when he was president. Most of the country has settled that a long time ago. The issue is trust. Who knew? When did they know it? And why were voters told the exact opposite during one of the most important elections in modern history? If Jill Biden privately feared a stroke but publicly sold strength, the Americans were not merely misinformed. They may have been deliberately deceived by a political class determined to hold power at any cost. And while we're talking about what Washington and the media refuse to level with the public about, here's another breaking story Americans should see through a national security lens. This breaking news in America's critical mineral supply chain, the SAGA metal story, just got a whole lot stronger. Less than 48 hours ago, they released new information suggesting that its radar project may be sitting on one of the largest titanium and vanadium systems on the entire planet. Now look at your screen, SAGA Metals. They're trading as SAGMF in the United States and SAGA in Canada. Now that matters because vanadium and titanium are strategic materials tied directly to defense, infrastructure, and industrial strength. Now to understand the scale, you need to compare radar to China's Panzinhua deposit. That is a state-linked system, and it's valued in the multi-billion-dollar range and responsible for over 40% of global vanadium. Check the exclusive briefing. It's linked below, but it's only for Next News viewers. And check out the in-depth interview I did with the CEO on this very topic just a few weekends ago. Now back to the cover-up question that Democrats and their media allies still cannot explain away. See, here's the part that changes everything. This is no longer about whether people on the internet made jokes about Biden clips. It's about whether those clips were early warnings that the public recognized while the people closest to him were managing the optics. Jill Biden's own words just reopened that entire timeline. If she was frightened enough to think stroke, then every reassurance after that debate becomes suspect. And when you line that up with the old stair falls, the stage tumble, the wandering, the confusion, the pattern becomes impossible to dismiss. So let's take a look at some of these receipts. Here's one. This debate moment and Trump's reaction. Who will ever forget this?
The total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look, we had the safest border in the history of our country. The border, all he had to do was leave it. All he had to do was leave it.
Absolutely brutal. That's just one of them. It wasn't a one-off glitch. No, Biden struggling. Remember this moment? Biden struggling up the stairs? Another moment in American history that the Biden administration wishes to just go away for a time, but tragic moment showing the weakness of our president. So it wasn't just the plane stairs. He fell up plane stairs multiple times, fell on stage at a military ceremony, fell off a bike, had to be led off stage by an ex-president holding his wrist, wandering into the rainforest, calling out the name of dead people. He put on a Trump hat, looked like a deer in headlights. And Jill wants you to know she never noticed anything was off. So here's the former First Lady.
Horrified as you saw it unfold?
I wasn't horrified, I was frightened. Because I had never, ever seen Joe like that.
With the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
Before or since? Never.
Or since?
Yes, or
You've
since.
never seen him like
never.
that?
No.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. I mean, as I watched it, I thought, oh my God, he's having a stroke. And it scared me to death.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why?
Yeah. And here's where the cover gets uglier. After previously fearing a stroke, she went on stage, told the country he did a great job. Yeah.
I can't thank you all enough for staying and for being here and for all your support. Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why? Yes. So, Joe, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Yep. So, what this really means is simple. The defining scandal may not be Joe Biden's decline itself, but the machine that was built around hiding it. The former Biden White House party handlers, legacy media figures, and even family members all had a choice. Protect the country with honesty or protect their power with spin. And what did they choose? They chose spin. And that's why the phrase elder abuse keeps surfacing. Not as a punchline, but as an accusation. Because if the people closest to him saw obvious warning signs and still pushed him forward, then Joe Biden was not being safeguarded. He was being used. And the American people were expected to ignore their own eyes while President Trump was telling the truth in plain English on that debate stage for the entire nation to see. So the lesson here is really bigger than a man or a party meltdown. It's about whether the American people can trust the people who demand power over them. During the previous administration, citizens watched clip after clip and were told not to believe what they saw. Then came the debate with President Trump, and the mask slipped in front of the entire country. Now Jill Biden's own admission blows a hole straight through the old talking points. If she thought it might be a stroke, then the praise, the spin, and the push for 4 more years look a lot less like confidence and a lot more like a calculated deception. The good news is this: that era is over. President Trump's back in the White House, America is back under strong leadership, and the media gatekeepers do not control the facts the way they used to. If you want accountability, share this video. Subscribe, comment below, and yes or no, do you believe the American public was intentionally misled about Joe Biden's condition? And make sure you text the words raw feed to that number on the screen, 844-840-4963. That's how you get text messages direct from me to you when the notifications fail you. And here's one thing. I want to celebrate America 250 with you. So check out the merch shop below this video, and let's celebrate together.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now. You know out.